Hi and welcome to my student database management system using SQLite developed in Java Eclipse. So let me show you guys how this works. See all of those information of this guy Paul Parker. We can always add them straight onto the database. As you can see, that's the student number. So with the student number we recognize whatever students we would like to search for. So right there, that is the information of Paul Parker there, right there. And we seem to have two records of Paul Parker, which we can always delete. There we only have one left. And as you can see, we're able to print transcript, and we can also print hard copy of Paul Parker's details. So just select whatever printer you intend to use, and that's it. And we can reset. Click on reset and let's enter new student details there. And let's assume this student's name is Sally. Let's say Sally Garner, and that's the details of Sally. Sally's student details, Sally's grades, and there. So all we just need to do is click on student record. If we come down here, click on the student result, and right there you should be able to see Sally's details. You can verify that with Sally's reference number, and we can print out hard copy of the transcript. So what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Eclipse development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to my student database management system using SQLite. So I'm going to start by clicking on File, New Project, and I will select Java project, and right there let me give my program a name. I will call that student underscore SQLite underscore call that system SQL system. Right, that's fine. Now we click on, if you like you can click on next, and that's how you will see the source folder. Just click on finish. There we go. And right here, that's my student SQLite student system. Now the next thing we want to do is right click on this very folder there, okay, and let's select new, and I'm going to select class, okay, and right inside the class let's give our class a name. So I'm going to just call that class, let's see, we just need to call it something simple. So I'm going to call it SQL, I'll just say SQL connect or connection, yeah, and make sure the public static void is unchecked and the constructor from the superclass is unchecked as well. So let's just click on finish. There we go, guys. Now the next thing we want to do is to create our database. So okay, what I'm going to do now is to open up the browser for my SQLite, and I'll go to File, New Data, and this very new data I would like to save that straight into my right here inside the student SQL system. I would save that in there. Let's give it a name. So I'm just going to call it student and click on save. Now right there I'm going to call that student as well. Right up here, that's the editable definition. Now where we have add field, click on that, and the next thing is I'm going to enter student ID. From this student ID I'm going to set that as my, let's just set it as non-primary key. Okay, that's fine. Then the next one, okay, let's click on another field, that will be course code, and another one that will be math, I'm going to make all of these integer. Then here I'm going to make this one, that will be English. Yeah. Okay, then we have, let's say, biology, and I'm just gonna speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. Right there, guys, that's my database completed. So all of the subjects are all integer. I'm just gonna click on OK there, and it is saved anyway, and that's it. And that's all with the database. I'm going to now minimize that. Okay, we're going to now write a function here so that we can embed this very database that we just created. But before that, we must import the following. So I'm going to say import java dot sql dot star, which means import all of the components that we have inside the SQL. The next one I'm going to do is to import the javax or javax dot swing dot star. Import it all as well. I'm right there. So the next thing now, let's enter a function here. It's going to be a public one, public static. Let's say connect, connection, and I'm going to just call that connect database db, and enter a curly braces there. Then I'm going to use try catch, try to catch whatever error that I might run into. So I'm going to say class dot from name, and that is going to be hog dot SQLite dot jdbc there. Now we want to connect the database, so I'm going to just copy this. That's the connection. Come right down here, connection, and the name of my connection is that's connect. So let's say driver manager dot get connection, and that connection is going to be my jdbc column SQLite column, wherever my database is. Okay, let's navigate to where my database is. That is it, right there. That's the database. Okay, what you do to get a path is hold on to the shift key, right click on the database name. You see where we have copy path, then click on it. The path is copied. So all we need to do is to come right here. Okay, let's collapse this so that you can see it. I'll come right there. Just paste the path there. We already have a speech mark, so I'm going to delete that. Now we have C. Then here you see this backslash, we have to make that double backslash. All of the backslash will become double backslash, and this one as well. And I'm going to delete this one. Yeah, so let's move this so that you guys can see it. And here enter a semicolon. There we go. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we just need to say return can. There, right underneath here I'm going to say cache whatever error that might be. Okay, open a bracket and exemption E. Right, and right underneath here enter curly braces, and in there that's going to be J option plain, just in case if there's any problem, dot show message dialog. In this case is no, and we just say E. That would be whatever error message the system has to offer, and that's it. Okay, so one more thing we need to do is, so that this error will go, I'm just going to enter in there return equals nothing here, right underneath here. Let's say return, and that will be nil. There, you see the error is gone. So you definitely need this so that you can get your database connected to your system. Now let's go back in here. The next thing I want to do now is, you see this, my database there, my system there, I mean, and now I need to right click again, new. I'm going to select order, and right inside this dialog what I need is application window. Okay, if you don't have your window builder, there's a lot of tutorial on YouTube on how to reinstall your window builder. So select the application builder. Next, you can then give your, let's give it a name. So I'm just going to call it student records. So come right then, paste there, and click on finish. There we go, and that is my student record there coming up. There we go. Now if we go to the code, we can always define the size. That's the size there, but I'm going to change this 100. Okay, that's the frame. I'm going to change that to 0, just changing the coordinate to 0 and 0, and now change this to approximately 1400 plus, and the height I'm going to make that about 800, and that's it. So if I click on, this is what you see. You see that? Okay, the next thing is, you see the back color, you can click on that, and let's change the back color to, right here, let me select that. Yeah, that's my back color. Click on OK. There we go, the color is there now. The next thing I want to do is to go straight to the palette. So let's collapse this, go to the palette here, select that, and I need some panels. Before adding the J panel, I just right click and select set layout and select absolute layout. Or you can always come here, just click on that there, but I prefer it this way. There we go. Now let's add our J panel. Click on the panel, paste that in there. That's my panel there. Now I'm going to go to the properties of this very panel and carry out some changes. Okay, then I can even copy it across then. So make sure it's selected. Let's go to where we have structure. That's where the properties are. The first thing I want to do is to change the back color, or maybe let's change the border first. Click on the border, and let's drop this down. Line border, I'm going to make that 12, and let's change the color of that. Come right here, and I'll just select this very color here. That looks like what I call cadet blue. There we go. Now let's change the inside color. The inside color is what I normally refer to, or I think it is powdered blue, this very one. That's it. Okay, so I'm done with the color. Let's copy it. So control, or we can just select and copy and paste. Yeah, then I need one more right underneath here. There we go. Now I have all my, let's collapse that and reposition it properly. This come right there, and just drag. Okay, back to the palette. I need labels and text field. Where are the labels? Okay, I can see the buttons. I need buttons anyway, so let's grab button here. So I'm going to copy that across. Once it's enhanced, Then let's select the panel, right click on the panel. We need to change them to absolute layer as well. So let's come to the other panel here, right click, select set layer, absolute layer, so that we can move the component how we want. There we go. Now grab a label, so we can paste the label wherever we want. You see that now. And I'm going to need a couple of those. So this one is going to be known as student ID. And let's make the font of this, I'm going to make it 18. So let's go into the structure here. Yeah, so let's change that to 18. There we go, bold. Yeah, right. And we just need to copy that across anyway. Copy, and then we change the details there. We just need this. I'm gonna need 8, so let's delete this one and just select it all. I need another lot of 8 and just paste that in here, right there. There. Now we need the text field. I believe that's the text field. Yeah, I need 16 of those as well. No, 15 of those. Copy, paste. I'll select all of these, copy and paste. There. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now, as for this is going to be my, that will be text area. So copy the text area and just paste that here. There we go. Bring it down, and here I'm going to need a table here, and right in here I'm now going to add this gesture panel in there, right? Okay, now that I have that in there, I can then paste my table on it. So it's kind of like tricky, so you guys just need to be patient with it. Okay, let's bring that there. We are almost there, so that is fine. I will now get my table. If you look at the structure here, the tree structure here, that is this panel here. I'm now going to get my table right in there now. So grab the table, paste it right in there. Now look at the table is there. Now you select the table, make sure the table is selected, then we can then enhance the table right from here. Okay, so I'm going to need, that would be the student ID, then the next one, insert, we're going to need the course code, right. So let's move the course code to the right. Then we need all of the subjects, 8 in total. We have math to the right. I think we have English. Add another one. We have biology. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speed up all of these. Okay guys, all the headings are in place now. I'm now going to click on OK. I have also named all of the text box, okay, just to speed things up, and I haven't done this, so let's change that. The text, let's change the text content we have on that very button. So this one, I'm gonna call this one student results. There we go. And let's increase the font size to maybe 20 as well. Make that bold. Yeah. And one other thing, let's change the back color. Let's come right down here and just change the color of that. I'm going to change it to candidate blue, which is right here. And I will also change the font color to white. You won't be able to see any of those now until I run the program, though we can see this very one. So let's copy that, copy and paste, and this is going to be known as transcript, and the next one is going to be known as print. Let's paste the other one too. Just gonna call that print, and so on. Let's just add the other ones, and this is going to be my exit. Then we'll rearrange it properly. This will be reset, and we have delete. There. Alright, I've finished now. I finished adding all of the buttons, so let's have a look and see how the system works. So I'm going to click on run. So make sure you select both, because we are going to be compiling and running the window application itself, or the frame, and the database connection. So I'm just going to click on OK. There we go. It's running. It's working the way I want. That is fine. Okay guys, although it's running, but there's something that we need to do. So let me come in here. We need to add some jar files. So if I come in here, okay, right here, we're supposed to add a jar file in here. So right click on that, and you see where we have build path. I'm going to select configure build path, and I will then click on add jar. I have some of my jar files in here that I've used before, so I'm going to copy those. There they are, and click on OK. And what will happen is the system will then create, that's it, reference library for me. That's it right there. So if you don't have a jar file, there's going to be a link to the website where you can download and add a jar file to your system. There will be a link on the description for this very project. Okay, now that the jar file is attached, I'm going to try out this database to make sure it's working as expected, or to make sure it's connected. So first of all, I'm going to copy this, see the message box, and I'll paste it right here, and let's enter a message there. So enter a quote, and I'll just make up a message. Let's say database connected. There. Well, it's not finished yet. The other thing I then need to do is I'm going to copy this. See those two imported libraries. I'll come right in here inside my form there and just paste it right underneath here. Okay, now you see right where I have my public class student records. In fact, all of these were generated by the system anyway. Okay, those variables for all of the textbooks and so on. So right underneath there, I'm going to declare as follows: connect. Let's say connection is connect equals nothing there. Okay, now I will now go into the constructor for this very system. There it is. Let me show it to you guys. Let's look for the constructor for this very system. So let's go inside the code. Where is the constructor? Right there, look at it, where we have public student record. That's the constructor. So if you notice, it's the same name with my class here. So I'll now come down here, and what I will then do is I'm going to say connect equals the very name of my connector, which is SQL connection dot connect db. There, right, and that's all there is to it. So let's try it now. So if I get a message box, that means my database is connected. You see, make sure both are checked. Right, then click on OK. Yeah, you see, database connected, so my database is working. That's good. Right, so I'm going to exit from here, and since the database is connected, the other thing we need to do is to go right inside the code. So let's go to the source, and right here, right underneath here, we need to call the following as well. Let's say it's prepared statement. So I'm going to call that object pst equals null. Now I will also need result set. So that object will also be called, let's say, null as well. There. And one more thing I like to do is to say, let me say default table mode, and table mode is going to be called table. Without that, I won't be able to see the headings and so on that I've set for the table. So I'm just going to copy and paste that instead of typing it. Paste it right there, and parentheses, semicolon. There. Now the other thing I'd like to do will be to create a public function. So let me say right underneath here where we have launched the application, I'm just going to call that public void, and I'll call that update table. There. Alright, inside our very public function, what I want to do is I'm going to call my database holder again. That is the con SQLite connection dot connect db. There. So that we activate my connection, my database connection. And now let me use an if statement. If con is not equals none, enter a coil braces, then let's say string SQL equals, using SQL select statement equals select the following. Let's say student ID, right? Student ID, comma, I also need to select the course code, comma, and so on. Yeah. Okay. So these are the, let's just close this. Those are the columns on my table that I intend to create. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so right in here I want to use a try catch. So let's say try, then let's try, let's say that's pst equals connect dot prepared statement. So this one, paste it there, make that a lowercase, and let's say the parameter or the will be SQL, and just enter in there semicolon. Alright, that will be prepared, not prepared. Okay, now the next one is rs equals pst dot execute. Execute query. Yeah. Okay, now let me then add my object the column data equals new object. In total I have 13, so I'm now creating my columns. There we go. Right, now let's use, okay, we have here, that should be uppercase, and this should be uppercase as well. There we go. Now let's use a while rs dot next, and open a curly braces there. Use this column data, the array that is declared in there inside the objects. Let's say column data, the first one is going to be 0, and let's say rs dot get string, and that very string is the student ID. That's the very first one. Enter a column here, semicolon there. So I'm just going to copy that and use it for the others. Scroll right down. In total is 13. Now I have 6. Copy, paste, and just one more, and this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, all of the columns are defined, but the next thing is I'm going to call this object here to actually define the, yeah, that's it, model. Let's come right down here and paste it in here. Dot add rows, dot add row. And what role are you adding? You adding the content inside the array, this very one. Copy that and just paste it right in there. Now supposing we have an error, that is where we need to use our try catch. Say catch exception e, and that is just for my whatever error is there, the system should handle that. So let's come down here and type curly braces there, and let's use the message there, message dot show message dialog, and let's say the first argument is nil and the other one is whatever the message it is. The system will generate that. Right, so I've taken care of the very first method that I will use to display the database straight onto my table right there. Okay, but even if I run this function now, nothing will happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this very function inside the constructor. Let's come right down here. I've copied that already. Where is my construct? There we go, right here. I'm going to call that. So let's call that and enter semicolon in there. So here what I'll do is, let me say objects column. Okay, that is an array equals student ID. Let me copy all of these here. Let's copy everything I have in there. Yeah, copy. Okay, so we copied this, but I have to be careful so I don't copy the, look at it, ranking from student. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. So come in here, just copy all of this. No, from here, copy, and let's go back in here inside our inside the method there. So right in there, what I want to do is I'm going to enter curly braces, close that, and paste what I've just copied right there. So now let's enter speech mark for each of them, right, and this one as well, and so on. That's what I'm going to do for all. Let's copy that and paste it in here. Yeah, and here, and this one we just enter there. Right, now what is left for me to do is, let's enter semicolon here. Okay, press enter. So let's say model dot set column. We need the column ID this time around. Column identifier, column identifier. Just identify the columns, and table dot set mode, and that's going to be mode. There we go, right there. Let's collapse this so that you guys can see all of the codes. Now look at that. Okay, these are all my columns, so take a good look at it. Let's see what's gonna happen when we break it. Yep, that's fine. Alright, so maybe I should do the same thing for this one as well so that you guys can see it properly. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So before I try it out, I would like to change this. You see the course code, I'm gonna delete that. I want to change it to combo box here. So let's just paste that right there and drag it that much, and I'm going to give it the following names here. And right inside the combo box, I'm going to make up my let's come into here. You see where we have model, and I'll just add some data in there for this combo box. Let's say CC 900. Let's say 0 there as well. Okay, so let's copy that. And that will be the course code, and this one is 167. Okay, that will do. So that is my course code in there. Let's come in here and just add a space here so that we have an empty one there. And let's increase the font size as well to about 20. Make that bold. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, so let's try out this program and you guys see how it looks like. So click on run so that we see if the table is there. Click on OK. There we go. Click on the database, and there we go. That's the table. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to close the table. All I need to now do is take care of this exit, reset, delete, print, and transcript, and the student one. Okay, let's exit out. Okay, let's take care of the exit. So I'm going to come down right here. Where's my exit? Double click on that and speed that up. There we go. Those are the lines of code for exit. Now let's take care of reset. Double click on reset, and right here are the lines of code for my resets. Okay, just from here down here. Now delete. Double click on delete. Enter space in there. We had to speed this up because it's taking too long. And from here up to here are my lines of codes for delete. Okay, let's take care of print. Double click on print, and we enter as follows for print. There, those are the lines of code for print. There we go, guys. Take it from the top there. Now let's take care of the transcript. That is transcript there. Double click on transcript, and right in here we're going to enter as follows for transcript. Right here, guys, those are the lines of code for transcript. Okay, when you click on the transcript, whatever data we have on it will be cleared before we enter the following. Okay, so now let's come in here. See, for let's collapse this first. For the total, average, and ranking, see those three components, I would like them to, let's say, editable. I would make that false, and I'll repeat the same thing for this one. Editable is false here, and select this. Editable is false as well. There. So if we run it now, let's save and run. There we go, guys. This is how the system looks like. So let's try out the transcript and the other buttons that we've taken care of. So I'm going to say the student ID is ST 14574, and the name of this very student, I'm going to call that student Paul Omen. Select one of these course code and examination number. We cannot enter anything here, unfortunately. This doesn't do anything here. The student details, student records doesn't do anything, so we just enter some false data in there, or an assumed data. So all we need to then do is there won't be nothing in here. So I'll click on transcript and there we go. Okay, the total and so on, because this is meant to carry out the calculation. We can print. Let's see if that works. Yeah, my print is working. So all you need to do is just select whatever printer you want. Then we can delete. There's nothing in there to delete. We can reset there and we can exit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's take care of the student result. Double click on that, and right here the first thing I'm going to do is to declare a double this array. So I'm going to call it R equals new double, and I'm just going to make that 14 there, and R for the first time is going to be 0 equals double dot pass double, and the value or data that goes in there will be jtxt mass dot get text, and there. So that will be the very first one. So I'm going to just copy these because I have 8 in total, and I'll just change it around. That's 4. Copy it all again, paste. I have total as well. No, that is it. So this one will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. In total 8 subjects. Now this one is called English, and this is called biology, followed by computing. We have chemistry next, then we have physics, add mass, and finally I have business. Right there. So I'm now going to declare another, use another array. Array number 8 will be the one I will use that will calculate everything together for me. Let's come back in here, out there equals this very one, that's plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, and that's 4. Then just copy and paste, then change it around, plus 4. Right, and I'm going to divide that by 8 to get my average. So this one, change this one to 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. There, that's the first one taken care of. Now I'm going to copy all of this, and I'll declare another array that will be, use another array that will be 9. There we go, semicolon there. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to now create a string for the average. There we go, and this very same string, I'm going to copy that. So whatever value we have in array number 8 is added into this string value there, which is assigned to the text box. So I'm going to copy this for total. So come down here, paste that in there, and I'll just change this to total. Change the array name to total score, and change the value here to total score as well. Why this will be 9. and that's all there is to that. Now we're getting somewhere. The next thing is, let's use an if statement to determine the grade or the ranking of the student. So if array number 9 is greater than and equals to 700, then jtxt ranking dot set text, and that will be first class. First class. There we go. That is fine. Ranking. There we go. First class. Else, I'm going to copy this. Let's check out the other condition. Else if it's 600, yeah, that will be 2-1. That's 2I. That is how it's written. Copy, paste. And the next one, if it's 500, that will be 2-2. 5, that is 2-2. And here we have another one for 400. 400 will be third class. Okay, bring it down a little bit. Now we have 300. 300 would just be certificate of higher education. So let's say certificate of higher education there. And if it's 200, that will be a fail. 200, that will be less than. So in here will be a fail. There we go. Okay, and I want all of this information to be added onto the database. So let's use insert. Alright, that is the string that we insert all of the data straight into my database right there. Okay, have a good look at it. Let's break this into 2 so that you can see it. Yeah, now a little bit more. Undo that, and maybe somewhere here. Okay, then let's take it up. Right, so you can leave this there, or maybe I can just delete that. Right, and we also have to close the database anyway. Now that is done, okay, close your try cache there. If you like, you can enter your statement there, but I deleted mine. And right underneath here, I now want to, so I'm now going to display all of this information straight onto the table itself. So right underneath here, I'm going to just add as follows. Okay, for all the information to be displayed on the table. All right, so database displayed on display. All right, there guys. So have a good look at the lines of codes. There we go. Look at that. All right. That's the one that insert the database straight onto the database system itself. And here, this is where the calculation will take place. There seems to be a lot of code on the student results button itself, so that's it. I'm showing it to you guys again so that you can pause your system and do your own thing. There, that is adding straight onto the database, inserting all the data straight onto the database, and here displaying onto the table. Alright, okay, we're now going to run it, and we just to see how it looks like. There we go. Now enter some details in there. Student, so let's say ST there, and in here name of the student is going to be Grace. No, let's say Grace Stanmore. Course code and examination number, and in here score for Grace. Unit results, let's see how it works. Alright, click on student result to see the score in there, total score, average and ranking. There we go, look at that, it's working, and it's also added it straight on board. Transcript, yeah, that is fine guys. Now let's reset and enter details of another student. So the student ST559, and the name is, let's say, L Jones. Course code of Jones, examination number, score for Jones, right there guys, and results. Look at that guys. Okay, we display that on the transcript, and one thing I'll do is I'm going to log off, just close everything, just to prove that it's the details is on the database, and I will run the system again. So exit here, and now let's run the system again. Okay, click on run. There we go, you see all of the information right there on the database. And let's have a look at the database itself. There we go, that's the database itself. If you guys can still recall, the same information that we have here on the database is what we have here on the system itself. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. Please do subscribe, and if you like to be a member of the channel, you'll be highly welcome. Thank you, and bye for now.